Welcome everybody finally to session number 2 of Magic County Chronicles.
Are we live?
Yeah, we are.
Money, we're live.
Doesn't show up on here.
First of all, my apologies for skipping last week, but I was feeling unwell, unhealthy, so I asked my beautiful players if they were okay, letting me off the hook for a week. And then we're back. If I recall correctly, we were in the middle of something rather a pressing matter, so to speak. But before we get... I'm sorry?
Didn't say anything.
So,
I heard voices, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But
same.
I don't know.
Have you seen a therapist about that?
we're a wee bit worried for you.
Is it? What do they call that kind of psychotic break?
Bradley usually.
Yeah, when you hear voices, like, and sometimes like you might think the TV's speaking to you or something like that.
Schizophrenia.
Is it part of schizophrenia? Psychosis, I think.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
psychosis.
I think
Hearing
it's psychosis.
voices.
Personally, I think the GM is looking very stable, and I'm going to survive this episode.
I think you have to judge that at the end of the session, not the start. I mean, like the guy's doing an introduction. Here's us chatting about psychosis, and his relationship to it.
And Phil attempting to chap his lips by kissing.
I made a point once on that players and GMs are sort of collaborative in their storytelling. It's not all up to the GM, right? And I often use this story about the time I was 2 words into a session. Oh, poor Giorgio hasn't started it yet. We've already segued. We're just terrible.
I can just mute them all if you want, Giorgio.
That's his only option.
Yeah, before things get out of hand, please, would you mind presenting your character, please? Starting with you, Jason. Who's your character?
My character is the exceedingly good-looking Taemond Miritar, who is a half-elf. He comes from a noble background of sorcerers, and he can't do any magic whatsoever, so that obviously led to quite a lot of problems, domestically speaking. So he decided to disown them, in a word, and find his own calling, his own place in the world, and he's happened to come across this lot thanks to the king's random selection process.
That's perfectly sum up how you all got together. But then we get to Phil. Let's do the other way around this time.
Hello, yes, I'm playing Darish, who's a half-orc paladin. After a personal tragedy, he is championing people's rights.
All right, so you're basically the polar opposite of what our friend Phil does for a job. Ronnie, does for a job. Is it right?
Right. Just because we both shave doesn't mean you can mix the two of us up.
Oh, come on. It was a
just a point. Yes. I am playing Talathel Shadowstar, who's an elf, but he's a bit more down with the common people, because he's not one of those highfalutin ones, because they seem to get his only trouble. You know what I mean? Hey, Harry, know what I mean? Get it down there. Yeah.
This is going so well for me, because given your base accent, what you just said was just white noises. I didn't get a single word of what you just said. But
well, I could try and do it in a full Scottish accent and tell you that instead, and really going for it. Again, I'm playing Talathel Shadowstar, who's a bit of a common kind of elf who does like his archery, but he uses a crossbow rather than a longbow, because quite frankly, crossbows are more fun.
better than before, but
Wasn't for me.
going forward, I saved the best for last. Now,
It's
Becky.
Daniel from here.
You said I'm always last on introductions, and I've noticed this across several different games with different GMs. For some reason, I always get
really?
left to last.
I
It's like,
usually
the
like
viewers
third
already
or
switched
something.
off by this point in the stream. You're saving me so long that the viewers are buggering off.
Okay,
the
you're first on.
headliner.
You're first on Saturday.
I think I am now. You see, you got to open up explosively. This is the internet and the era of short attention spans. You can't save the best till last anymore.
What?
It's an ADHD world out there.
What? Which is
you're
I'm sorry,
you're
I missed
so
that.
right, and I'm
I
so
tuned out of
sorry.
So I play Bish Bash Bosh. I'm an over enthusiastic gnome farmer. That's it.
All right.
That sums up the character. Everything you need to
Wonderful.
know is contained in that statement.
The best
here's
to
the thing.
last.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. After the three of us did our bit, there's Giorgio bigging you up by saying best to last, and you deflate him.
Well, I was going to do a thing about beer joke, and I thought, actually, no. You know what? That is so adult. I don't think we'll ever get the show on the road if I go there. So,
All right. Either way, good evening, good day, or whatever that is, Chav Hunter. Thanks for tuning in.
Please
But-
don't run away.
Please don't.
Please make your Chav take a D100. Please make a sanity check right now. I don't know what sanity you had before, but we will drop it down a few points by the end of the session. Thank you.
Please and thank you. Exactly. But given the fact that this is not a lore-heavy campaign, who does remember, give or take, what happened last time?
we beat the
couple of
shit
weeks
out of kobolds.
We did beat the shit out of Kobold.
We were.
We grabbed the
It's
trunk.
in, it's in progress.
We grabbed the
We-
trunk.
We were told by the king to go and get this hole in the water. We found some halfling, or no, it was a half. Well, not a halfling,
Ling.
because we kept thinking it was a thing. A half.
No, he was a halfling. He was just taller than a dwarf. Which
Gary
was
was a halfling.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, he was a halfling then, just really, really tall. He tried to find this hole of nothing and realized it was some elaborate figure of speech, but he had come across this cave with some bugbears in it. It was bugbears, wasn't it?
Albert.
Oh, owlbears.
Albers. And they had a
Albers.
wedding ring.
They had a wedding ring, which is apparently very valuable. So we're intending to go there, and we were about to, but then an encounter happened with kobolds.
Mm.
Because combat and
Exactly.
balancing of
You
encounters.
say wedding ring. I just have a horrible feeling it's like an ownership tag, and the owner's like Bayonne or something.
Well, actually, what you do know is that Gary and his former party were after this wedding ring property of a couple of married Albers. They didn't manage to find it, and on their way back, they stopped by this cave with a lake in it.
I just
They started
realised-
having some sort of vision and such. They were not necessarily linked that you know of.
I've just realised a problem, a huge flaw in our current quest. Right? If these,
The fuck was
these
that?
That was a big creak.
that wasn't
That's a door.
No, Jason. No, we're going to find a small pool, not a big creek, just a small pool.
But here's the thing: if we're going to get this wedding ring off the Albers, we need to have brought the town registrar because we've got to divorce them.
I mean, if one of them or both of them die, you don't need to divorce anybody.
We don't want to
No,
kill
no.
them. We just want to. We just
No, but
we
then
just
it's
want
an even
to
bigger
finger their
problem.
rings.
We would need to find
mean,
an executor. We need to produce a probate, a death certificate.
Yeah, you got to get the coroner there. You got to
solicitor,
prove it
yeah.
wasn't you.
We're sorry, Giorgio.
I thought I was ready for this. I really
Yeah,
thought I
you're
was
never
ready
quite
for
ready,
this.
are you?
No,
welcome,
I'm not.
welcome to
No.
the kind of
One
thing
is
that
never quite
passes for
ready.
Saturday gaming on a Monday.
All right, but something happened in the closing of last week, the 2 weeks back session, is that you managed to get a hold of one of the kobolds to kill the other one, but then other 4 came up.
That's right. Yeah.
So you're all still in the middle of combat. I'm
Yeah.
going to roll initiative for these other kobolds that just came out of nowhere.
Giorgio,
right.
do you actually have a note of our initiative scores from that last combat?
Of course I do, mate.
Because
Who
I
did
was
you
kind of,
take me for?
I was merely asking because damned if I ever do.
But you're not the DM, so you shouldn't have.
No, I just assumed we were just in that case we're just going to be at the same initiative
Yes,
that we
you
were
have
last time because it's still the same
initiative.
combat.
And you managed to, if I remember correctly, because I didn't write this down, you managed to kill the first kobolds at the end of a complete turn. So now we resume from the start with Bish Bash Bosh with his highest 23 in perception / initiative. So you managed to injure and then unlive a kobold while you've seen Tamond just jumping over a bush and getting a hold of the second one. You look around and you see other 4 kobolds coming outside of bushes, climbing down trees, and they look menacingly at the whole of you.
This is the best encounter ever! Charge!
All right. So do you
Not
go
even
towards?
a moment of thought.
Someone wants a
I was
moment.
just making. Oh, no.
All right. Do you go towards some kobolds in particular, or you just go to the
use
first?
the time-honored barbarian targeting system of what's closest.
All right. Then roll for to hit, which is a d20.
Yep. Okay, it's not my best ever roll. I'm just trying to remember how to do it. All right, that is an 8, so I believe I've missed.
That's an 8, and I'm sorry. Yes, you missed.
Yeah, so
Oh.
I'm so excited, I've kind of got carried away, and as I sort of go to hit it, I kind of realised, like, I'm not even holding my wooden sword properly. And I'm like, oh, hang on a minute.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah,
Keep
basically
struggling.
juggle it in the air for a moment.
All
Because that was
right.
kind of a fumble.
I'm going to use flourish.
Then it is Mr. Miritar's turn.
Oh, it is. Okay. No, I was trying to say not even a moment's worth of thought as she just charges forward. So I've got hold of this other kobold, yeah, like by the scruff. Okay.
Yes, you're still actually onto him.
Okay. Am I able to just sort of turn his head towards Bish Bash Bosh mowing down these other ones that have come, and say, "You don't want them all to just die, do you? Call them off. We'll be on our way."
That's an intimidation check for you.
Sure. I can do that if I can find intimidation. There we go. Oh, it's not very good. Only 10.
That's a 10.
Yeah, only a 10.
It'd have been a lot more
Basically,
impressive if I'd actually wasn't just juggling my sword in the air. I think is the point there.
yeah, you are also gloomy and harsh in your saying, but you turn his head and he sees a gnome basically juggling an wooden sword, and you don't even know if he actually got what you said, because it is looking at Bish Bash Bosh, he's looking at you with the corner of his eye, and is like fake laughing.
I mean, am I able to coup de grace him still, or would that be a course for next turn?
I didn't get what you said, I'm sorry.
Because I've got hold of him, could I just coup de grace him if he's not gonna comply? Because I'm just thinking because of like turns and stuff. If I can do that.
Yeah, I don't know coup de grace how they work here, but you can roll a roll to it, and then we'll see from there.
I say he's prone and right on him.
Well, that's a 22.
Okay, you can that'll do it. Yes, exactly. That's more than enough to kill another one. Right.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's only to hit, but yeah.
Yeah, given the fact that you are holding him by the shoulders, because you said last time that you landed on his shoulders, you were keeping him down. He's not really able to
Cool.
to make some sort of resistance, so you just push your dagger or your elvish blade through his neck, and it's all over.
Okay.
All right, then Darash, that's your turn now.
Okay. Yeah, I want to step up next to Bish Bash Bosh and try and help out with these pesky kobolds. Sweeping my sword left and right.
That's a roll for it to you too.
Okay, so that is that's a 25.
That is, of course. Roll for damage.
And that is a 6 plus 3. 8 plus 3, sorry. Oh, nice. Okay, that's a 9.
That's a 9. How do you want to do this?
I just want to sort of like, as I swing, I just sweep one up with my sword and cut him in half as it goes. The two halves just fly apart. Very artistic blood arc.
Now Bish Bash Bosh is realizing that what her mother told her all life long was wrong, because cutting things are cool as fuck. Now it's Gary's turn, that is going to hit one of the other 3 kobolds left. I'm sorry. That it's, and that's a D6.
I don't think I went with that in the end, though, did I? I basically said I just couldn't afford a sword, so I made my own.
Yeah.
All right. Gary manages to hit another one, and now it's Talatho's turn.
First thing I'm doing is changing weaponry, because if I remember rightly, I did shoot my crossbow last time, and I can't be bothered going through the reload at the moment. So I'm just going to change weapons and go for my illegitimate sword.
Illegitimate, all right.
My sword of illegitimate birth.
That makes perfect sense.
My sword
are you going towards
parentage?
Mate, I'm talking. Are you going towards the one that was damaged by Gary, or another one altogether?
I figure Gary's got that one going. I'm going to try and damage another one.
All right, that's a roll to it for you too.
Ammo 9. Come on if you think you're old enough. I shall have ya. Next round. I rolled a 3. I don't think I even get to double figures at that point.
No, I'm sorry, mate.
Yeah. No.
Given the fact that I don't know how much you have to eat, but give or take, you got 4, 5.
I mean, I've got a dex of 3, which I assume I add on. But yeah, it's going to end up.
Yeah, still you add your strength with your bastard sword. You got
Is that
the base bonus
is that to hit or is that just to damage?
to it, to it and damage.
To hit.
To it
Yeah, it's
and
still a
damage
3.
both.
It's still a
Alright.
3.
All right. So next turn you'll show him. Next turn. Now it's the kobold's turn. The 3 that are left. So the first one, of course, attacks Gary because he's pissed.
Bloody little bastard, stay where I can fucking hit you.
That's a hit towards Gary. All right. All right. Then there's the one, of course, in front of Ronnie. That's a crit.
Ooh.
Ow.
Oh dear.
Bloody little bastard.
That's 4 whole damage.
Shock horror.
I'm
even a major wound.
deeply wounded and hurt. And
Oh no, I'm dying.
I'm dying, and it's
Broken
just
heart.
so
then the other
so
one.
bad.
The other one is actually it can't choose which one to pick, so it's going toward is shooting an arrow to Becky, to Bish Bash Bosh, I'm sorry. And what's your AC?
Currently,
Bosh?
it is 18.
18, so that's a hit. And that's 1 point of damage. A whole 1 point of damage.
I failed to notice it.
You just got a hold of your sword. Then you see something, you hear, rather feel something pointing in your shoulder. You look, there's a dart coming out of your shoulder.
I've got a battle scar.
It's so brilliant! They shoot back!
That's your turn, so you may.
It's my turn, yeah? Right, I'm so sorry about last turn. Very unprofessional of me. I'll have another go. It's my first time, bear with me. Okay, I rolled 27. Does that hit?
Are you
Yes, it
raging?
does.
Must be
And
raging.
it does 7 things.
7 things.
Wait, no, it doesn't. I apologize. I forgot to do this last week as well. It does 13 thingies.
How do you want to do this?
Well, I think directly through the spine.
Ow.
I don't think Bish Bash Bosh really understands how to fight people or anything like that. I think she only kind of has one attack, which is... Oh, so she's got a sword. Shield. So she's sort of like... And I think she just repeats that just so hard and furiously, it eventually goes through their defenses. So...
Not furiously, though. Enthusiastically.
Yes.
Please, role-playing is important.
With the passion of somebody who's so excited, they think that every single encounter is out of a saga.
So
What, do you go in like
we-
slow motion or something?
It's like
she's playing one of those person She's playing one of those combat games where one person is doing all these maneuvers, and she's got the character that's just doing the same attack over and over and over and kicking the shit out of them.
No, I've got a better idea. What it is, you know how when children they pick up sticks and they sword fight and they go for the stick instead of aiming at the actual target.
Yeah.
Right? She's still at that level, only she's hit the kobold's weapon so hard it sheared the arm out of the socket.
Whoa!
Wow.
All right, that's perfectly fine. And all right, Jason, it's your turn again.
It is, apparently. So we've got, am I right that there's one intact and one now with an arm missing?
Yeah, there's 4 dead on the ground,
Uh-huh.
1 under you. There's one that is fighting Gary.
Mhm.
One just his face, his eye socket exploded in front of Bish Bash Bosh, and there is another one who is all going his merry way, trying to get a hold of some of your money. You may think, but is even less confident now that he sees all his mates just laying around in different hues of red and state of dismemberment.
Okay. In that case, I will go up fairly sort of menacingly towards this one that's kind of trying to pickpocket, and again try the same thing, but this time kind of a bit more forceful rather than persuasive, but still like intimidating.
Mhm.
Of like,
What do you say to him?
I'm just thinking. I'm gonna firstly like try and lift him up by the neck or scruff or whatever if I can, and say to him, oh, that's too cheesy. Go and pickpocket somebody your own size.
Oh, go on, but sprinkle parmesan on top.
Sprinkle parmesan.
Add more cheese.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant because. Oh, I don't know. Okay, in that case, yeah, all right. I'll just say, we are too tall to be pickpocketed by the likes of you. Go and
All right.
pickpocket another cobalt.
So first of all, that's an athletics check for you to actually pick him up.
Okie dokie. That's an 11.
You managed to take him up just a bit. Is still on the tip of his toes,
Okay.
so he's still actually touching the ground. And now you try to intimidate him. So roll for me again, please.
16.
Given the fact that you came as quietly as it goes, pick him up and just say something to him this menacingly. He just watches you, starts shivering a little bit, and lets his crossbow go down, trying to raise his hands. Now it is Gary's turn, that has the other one in front of him. Another time, maybe. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Darash's turns first. So, Darash, please. What are you willing to do?
Okay. I want to sort of stop Gary and just sort of say, I think they've had enough. And just put my arm across him.
All right. So he still has his rapier out, but is holding position like you told him to. And is Ronnie again?
Is this little bastard that hit me still in front of me?
Yes, it is. No, is the one that. I'm sorry?
He did the crit, I believe.
Yeah, the one that critted me.
He did
Is
it-
he
he
still
did
in
a
front of
crit.
me?
I believe it's the one that Tamon took up
Okay.
because it's the only one left.
Right. How exactly are you holding him?
Probably by a bit more clumsily, like either by the shoulder or maybe his leg, something like that.
Okay. So, using the flat of my blade, I'm going to tan this kobold's ass, cricket bat style.
What is this, Bullingdon Club?
For fucking treating me, the bastard, for hitting me. I'm not having any of that stuff, little bastard. Not
All
really
right.
doing. I'm not really doing any lethal damage. I'm just out to humiliate more than actually harm.
Yeah, I'm not even asking for a roll because basically you just tap his ass with the flat.
Oh
of
no,
your
I'm,
sword.
I want a red mark where his arse used to be, but you know,
He lets out what can be described as a cry. Something like that, when he's trying to get out of Tamon's hold.
I'll 50 Shades of Kobold him.
All right. So, given the fact that monsters are neutralized, and the one in front of Gary is looking around, seeing that nobody is attacking him, he doesn't really know what to do. He got his dagger out.
Get yourself fucking carted, mate. Get your fucker will. Take your fucking head off.
I just sort of look at Talathel as if I've never heard an elf say the word fucking before, and I'm just in shock. But then what I try and do is either pull the kobold up to eye level, or I kind of go down a bit to his level, whichever's easiest for me. And I say, now I suggest you take your friend and bother somebody else.
Does some of you speak a language that is not Elfic or common?
Hang on a minute. There's one still holding a knife, isn't there? As I
sorry?
understand it, one of them is still holding a knife. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what the rest of the party should hear then is,
In answer to your question, I speak Orcish.
I've got Orc as well.
All right. Doesn't matter. Roll to it, Becky, please.
Yep.
We were going to have a conversation before we attacked him.
Well, 16. There's still another one that's being held by Tamond, but this one's holding a weapon.
16, you said. That's a hit. Roll for damage.
That is 8 damage.
All right. So basically, you just run him over
No,
because
no,
he wasn't expecting you.
I'm running, sure, but still bear in mind, as far as Bish Bash Boss is concerned, the way you sword fight is you hack the other person's sword. So she hits the dagger so hard, the dagger loses out of the kobold's grip and embeds into them.
All right.
He was about to surrender.
He was bloody hell.
That too hadn't. Got there just in time to kill him.
If it's any consolation, Georgia, you only have 4 more weeks of this.
Oh God!
I can see now why you've got whiskey, though.
I don't know if to cut this campaign in. Let's make it 2 sessions and that's it. or just to run it for another 12 to see where this shit is going.
You don't know, you
I'm-
don't want to know where it's going.
Giorgio,
I'm
Giorgio.
seriously conflicted. Yes.
Giorgio, let me put it to you this way. It might not go where you thought it was going to go, but it'll be damned entertaining.
I already can tell that. All right.
That's the one thing you're guaranteed. It's going to be entertaining.
So there's one that's left kind of forcingly standing, which is the one old by Tamond. He just looks at you, of course, still shivering, still you can read the fear in his eyes, but he lets out something like
Oh yes, the juvenile language.
Oh, for God's sake. Speak something we can all bloody speak, you bloody little rascal.
I just like kind of move him round, point at all the corpses of his fellows, and then point at him, and then point towards either like a gate or somewhere far away. You there, and I just shove him away.
He looks at you, at all of you, and says, and just runs away where he came from.
Right. I turned round to Tamond at this point. I said, right. It was probably the nice thing to do. But if we get attacked by a whole bunch of bastards on the way back, that's on you. Because I think he's gone off to get his mates.
What?
That was the decent thing to do. He'd obviously give it up. That was the decent thing to do. Well done, Tamond.
Awesome!
As you can see, Talathor, 2 of our group are happy with my decision.
I'm happy with it. Can't you see it on my face?
You are quite hard to read, but I imagine that's your pure elven blood.
I'm very, very happy.
Come on, guys!
just-
Yeah, I'm a bit confused about if Bosch is happy or not. Obviously,
Can we carry on? Because then we might get another encounter.
Actually, take a quick look at Gary and just make sure he's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just been kind of slashed across his chest with his with a dagger, but you see him touching his chest, and magically the wound closes up.
oh, well done.
All right.
You have some
Why
skill.
can't everybody do magic with me? It is most annoying.
You have some skill, Gary. Well done.
Yes, thank you. Don't need to rub it in.
Well. I mean, as long as you pray hard enough, magic comes to you.
Oh,
Very
you're one
true.
of these religious types. I forgot. Yes. Why
Don't
do
worry,
these
Tamond. I'm sure that the real magic is in the heart.
That's what they tried to indoctrinate me with in my family, but they were wrong, unfortunately.
No,
Why
Well-
did these kobolds just attack us for no reason? Gary, do you have any idea? Were they just trying to get our money?
Yeah, maybe there were some sort of brigands,
Is
thieves.
it quite common in this town?
Well, given the fact that we are out of town,
Yeah, we're on
Oh,
we
yeah,
were
we-
marching for half a day. Well, yeah,
For
it's
some reason, I
pretty.
thought we were kind of on the outskirts, but yeah, ignore me. Ignore that question.
Yeah, that's pretty common, yes. Also, because as you can see in Phantasopoulos, there are a lot of merchants, and some of them that wants to avoid highways, brigands come towards the woods to get the woods brigands. So, well, you see, the woods brigands are not that much equipped or trained, while the highway brigands, that's a whole nother ball game.
And you tell us that now.
I mean, we are going on an adventure in the woods. What would you expect? Butterflies? Rainbows? Unicorns? Unicorns are dicks.
Well, all
Butterflies,
those three things
certainly.
exist as well.
Are unicorn dicks horse-sized?
Some of them.
Uh,
Some of them. I saw a couple that were cat-sized.
And how would you know this, Gary?
That unicorns are dicks.
No.
Because I talked to them. They are dicks. They're also flamboyant with this shiny horn, thinking they're better than anybody else. Dicks.
well, you know what they say about unicorns. Always got the horn. It's just
I am surrounded by idiots.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, sorry, Garash. Apart from you, you've been a much calmer, quiet fellow.
I've never seen a unicorn. When I was young, I used to think it meant a single corn, like a corn on the cob.
And
No.
he's the mistake.
That's a monocorn.
Yeah, like you wear on your eye.
This is going to be a very long trek, isn't it?
oh my god!
It
that
could
was
turn
good.
out that
Well,
way.
I'm having
Yes.
fun. I'm having fun.
Thank
That
Death
I
have
like that
long
one.
legs.
That was fast. That was good.
That took me a little too much than I'd like to admit. But once I got it, that was gold. That was just gold.
Marches ahead.
God.
So, Darash, tell me about your god. Suddenly, it's the most interesting to
Timon
me.
desperately trying to steal the conversation.
Obviously, yeah. Move it back to sanity. We're very much in favour of everyone makes their own decision, and you need to protect everyone's own wishes.
So just to be clear, Timon's way of bringing the conversation back to sanity was to discuss religion.
Yeah.
It's called small talk to Lathel.
Religion is
Wow.
not a small subject.
I was going to say that. Also, my mother always says, if you have friends and want to keep them, don't talk ever about politics or religion.
But you
Ouch!
use
Shut up. That's
Yes,
only because the
That's
Pope's
because
running
you're
for
meant
mayor.
to discuss politics and religion, not talk about them. What she's saying is you have to listen too.
But you pray to a god, and that gives you magic. So surely that's quite relevant to you.
Yeah, but I'm not shoving it down your throat.
You sort of are. If you were attacking me, then you definitely would be.
No, I
My
tell you what.
God, Liz, I hate you. Zap.
No. Look, Timon, I can put up with a lot, but I can assure you, if he shoves anything down your throat, I'm stopping him.
No,
I'm stopping him right there.
I'm not into that either. So
I'm pleased to hear it, Talathor, that you would stick up for me, but no.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, I could just tell that in my mind it's going to go that way.
Oh, jeez.
this is going
Another
so
one.
well. This is going so well. All right.
There's Giorgio. Giorgio's
Trust
got
me,
his
trust me, Giorgio. It is.
Trust
Yeah,
It's going
I'm enjoying it.
Giorgio. We might get out the woods tonight. We might leave the woods this session.
Well,
Only in the game, not metaphorically.
Yeah.
No, and metaphorically, we're going to be
It is
in about
going
the
well.
rock way happily.
It is going well.
But it
We
is
don't
going
want it to
well.
get worse.
No. I'm
I
genuinely enjoying it.
I think my
Genuinely.
theory is after 6 months of me scaring the shit out of them, they're just trying to like shake it all off with laughter and things.
Well, you still got 1, 2, 3, 3 to 4 sessions to let it all out.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
So just let it out of your systems before
intend to.
we eat shit in Kenya.
And we're still saving the best till last, yeah?
Next time you'll be the first. The first. It's not my fault you always end up in the bottom right corner. It's not my fault.
Fine, there you go.
All right. So going back.
It's like Dr. Bob on
Hey,
the
he's looking at my skirt. Cut it
At
out.
least you're not an aged. At least you're not an aged Kylie Minogue.
Oh no. Everybody just breathe. Okay.
For fuck's sake.
And breathe.
I need an after fuck cigarette.
back in the room.
All right. So let's say you keep marching down into the woods.
Yep.
Of course, now the sun is setting. Given the fact that you left it around mid-morning, you kept walking for a solid 6 to 7 hours. Now the sun is setting, and of course, given the fact that you got a carry horse, you let out the tents, the beds, and such. Are you all going to bed? Do you want to?
We're gonna. Well, I think
make
we should have
watches.
watch.
Keep watch. Yes.
We're gonna have to have watch.
Yeah, we set up a nice campfire with a watch. Yeah.
These notorious
Wait.
vagabonds descend upon us, then yes, absolutely, one of us should keep watch.
I'm not sure we could do a watch. There's no sun for the dial.
I've got a moon dial.
Maybe Bish Bash Bosh, you should go to bed and be nicely refreshed for the morning.
No,
It's a technical term that adventurers use for.
yes. Oh, yes. Of course. Guard duty.
Guard duty.
Guard
That
duty.
takes a one year.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've never done one before.
We can
Well,
do two if you want.
Good night then.
Yeah. You know.
All right. So, guys, there's 5 of you. To can you also give me again your perception values, please? Jason, what's yours?
9.
Ronnie, what's yours?
4.
Phil, what's yours?
And so, what is perception again?
It's on the first page of the character sheet.
First page, under your
under the
that's
section.
three. It's 3.
Wow,
Sorry.
you're all terrible.
All right, I got Gary's. So Becky's, what's yours?
6. Can I go first? Can I go first? Can I go first?
Yeah, I mean, as long as your party members are cool with that.
Like I said, I'm already halfway into the tent.
Yep.
Oh,
right,
it's going to be so awesome.
All right, so you got your first turn. Roll a perception check, please.
Oh, should I tell them if the birds chirp? What if they change chirps? I've rolled an 8. I'm so excited, I forget to actually look around.
A total of 8.
Yeah.
Or 8 plus.
Yes, this is the second time tonight I have narrowly avoided a fumble.
All right, you're lucky enough because nothing happens during
At
your
least if it does, I'm not aware of it.
during your watch.
Okay, now, no one said who to wake up next, so I'll do another one.
That is true. No one told you who to wake up.
No.
That's another perception check for you.
22.
Oh, okay, good.
You can definitely see there's nothing there.
All right. Now you're a little bit more focused because you see, oh, all right. I did the first one. Now I'm doing the second one. I'm going to be fierce. I'm going to be doing my job. And nothing happens. You're so good at doing your job that nothing happens. Now your second turn, it's done. It's done.
I'm really tired, so I really don't want to do the next watch because I'm tired. But
I assume every turn is 2 hours.
Oh, okay. I'm not tired yet. Then I'll keep going for ages until I'm tired.
That's 4 hours that you're already done, though.
Yeah,
I,
sure.
I think in reality we would have said 4 on.
Okay, right. In that case, right. Okay. Oh, I see. Because we're only stopping for like 8 hours. Yes, of course. Oh, wow. Okay. So yes. So 8 hours. Divide that by how many of us are there?
5.
There was me. There was the grumpy one. Oh, but there's several grumpy ones. I put them together then. And I'm sure there was somebody else at least. So that's 3. So how many times does 3 go in 8? I know. You do the 3, then you mirror it, and then that's also a 3. Put the 2 together, that makes 8. So there must be 2 3s in 8. So I need to share the watch with someone else.
I have a serious question.
I'm sorry. If experience points is in any way going, that's got to get masses of experience for that.
Please, Jason, what you were going to ask.
Just wondering if for, say, Talafel and myself, presumably more Talafel, is there, like in D&D, the whole kind of, you only need to meditate as an elf for a few hours, or is it still just like conventional?
Well, not for you really, because you're half human. Half human needs sleep.
Okay, cool.
I don't recall if... I mean, elves should sleep as well. I'm not entirely sure. I'm checking it.
We might only need shorter sleep though.
It's like a massive thing. I was just wondering.
That sounds like a lot like D&D 3rd edition. I believe they introduced sleep for every character.
That's fair.
Well, maybe no.
I did find it a bit overpowered, to be fair.
Or maybe no look.
All right. I'm not finding it. Oh no. All right.
I mean, again, it doesn't really matter because Bish Bash Bosh has done two watches. More just out of curiosity.
Yeah, well, now, I think I've worked it out. So there's Falafel, Dash, and T-Man. And then there was
T-Man.
somebody else. So there was another person. So now, I think I can work out it's got to be one of those 4. But as I don't know which tent anyone went into, I'm actually just going to decide randomly. So
That's
1, 2, 3,
fair.
4. Okay, so it's that tent, the one with T-Man in, and I'm going to, although I don't know that because I didn't pay any attention, so I'm going to go, your turn.
Oh. Oh, goodness.
It's really exciting. There's an owl, and earlier on, I think a bird was in one of the trees, and also I got a little bit bored, so I pulled clumps of grass out in the shape of a happy face.
I'm so pleased to hear. Well, a good job, I suppose. And I'm half expecting there to be like a crowd of kobolds outside. So I'm sort of looking tentatively outside the tent, just sort of, lifting back the cloth a bit. All right, I'll I need a water. You head off to bed now, I suppose.
Oh, yes, I did need to go to the loo and I was on duty, so I did kind of pee in one of the pots, but just check it before you drink it.
I find like a water skin rather than a pot, and give it a smell first before drinking it. Splash my face a little bit as well, and sit down and light a little fire. I can't hear you.
Breakfast is going to be fun.
I forgot that I got a switch for the mic. I turned it off and I didn't remember to turn it on. But
That's okay.
you smell the water, and of course it doesn't smell yellow. But
I don't have synesthesia, mate. I can't smell yellow.
that
I know
doesn't
what you mean,
smell
I
like
know what you mean.
piss.
I know what you
Uh-huh.
mean. Okay.
And given the fact that
I'm not Bear Grylls.
given the fact that Becky already went on a break, I say we take everybody a 5-minute break and resume in
course.
5 to 10 minutes. See you later.
Okay.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
I'm listening.
Bye.
It's not on camera. Okay. Hello, people of the world. I hope you are well. Unaccustomed as I am to speaking on the internet,
Seriously?
no, I've just spilled water on my desk. Never mind. Just move the
Oh,
electrics out of the way. No, it's all good. Didn't spill beer.
Oh,
Cheers.
Oh, this is homebrew.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very nice.
What's it called, Dave?
Tree sap boom.
There you go.
Tree
Tree
sap boom. Nice.
From Mad Manx Brewery.
Yes, that is now
Mad Manx Brewery. Excellent.
the phrase.
Still thinking about that game from Saturday? Got a strategy you think worked out for the next one?
Have you?
yes.
Awesome. Oh, have you been consulting with Falafel?
I'm just thinking about it a lot, actually. I'm sure I went to bed and dreamt about it Saturday night.
You're thinking about and dreaming about my beer.
I'm afraid, unless it's called War of the Ring, no.
You're dreaming about War of the Ring.
Saturday night, I'm sure I was thinking about War of the Ring Saturday night.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, it did take a lot of your day.
It did.
Yes.
I'm afraid I haven't given it a second thought, but
Oh.
you do need to make the time.
That's a win. That's a win.
Oh dear. Actually.
All right, so it's Jason watch turn.
Apparently so.
That's a perception check for you too.
Ah. Ooh, 27.
27. All right.
I am good at looking.
You're
And
very
is this
good.
Is this the aforementioned part when I'm supposed to go, I have low light vision?
No, that's not.
Okay.
Not yet.
Because that is a thing, apparently.
Yes,
Whenever
it
you're in
is.
a remotely
I have
dark
dark
bit.
vision.
I have
And-
dark
and I
vision, I have
actually
low light
do.
vision. Meh, 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 meh.
Well,
Mm.
you certainly can hear some sort of rustling around in the bushes.
Uh-huh.
But given the fact that nothing happens after that, you imagine it is small animals, small nocturnal animals, so nothing really to worry about. Certainly not kobolds, because there's no darts in you now. No daggers.
No. Still, what I will do is I'll knock an arrow on my short bow and just sort of have it to hand.
Right. That's fine. Other than that, your watch goes smoothly. Now it's been 6 hours since Darash and Talathol went to sleep. And Gary went to sleep. Are you planning on waking up somebody else? Or you're doing the double shift like
I
Becky?
think I'm going. Well, I'm definitely. Why do I get the feeling I'm going to turn into Francoise? Because honestly, your perceptions are so bad. You're going to be imbeciles at doing a watch, so I'm tempted to stay out here for a bit longer at least.
It's obviously a beautiful morning.
Indeed. Yeah, why not? I'll stay out.
All right, that's another turn for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's another roll for you, sorry.
Oh, not so good. That is a 12.
Still nothing. Still nothing. No rustling even. Just some owl just making some noise in the distance.
Oh, the owl again. Is it quite a clear night?
Given the amount of trees around you, you are not actually that able to see the sky per se, but that doesn't feel like a cloudy night.
Yeah, and there's no like precipitation or anything, is there?
No. It's easy on you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I
Now,
kind of sit like under a tree and just like lean against it. Not so bad. This could be a lot worse.
your
Good one,
turn. Your second shift is smooth as the first one. Now, Talata and the Russian Gary have been sleeping for 8 hours straight.
Well, we'll be getting up about now anyway. 8 hours sleep.
Yeah, the sun is. You can see the little bit of sky clearing up a bit, lighting up a bit. So of course the sun is rising.
Ah,
Yeah,
ah.
I'll get up and leave my tent, and when I see Taman there, so I wasn't waking for my turn at the watch.
I thought that the both of you could do with a rest, so I let you do it.
That's very, very decent of you.
It was. That was top. That. Not
You
that.
may owe me in the foreseeable future, should I decide.
Ooh.
See. That's what it is with these half elves, you know. You think they're doing something nice for you. There's always some.
It's not a half-elf thing, it's simply being smart with your circumstances, Talafel.
Being smug with your circumstances, more like.
I think a good night's sleep
That
is worth a bit of repayment.
Yeah, well.
To
Right.
breakfast, what have we got?
You tell me, you're cooking.
Oh, excellent! I've bought a very, very special delicacy that I'm quite a favourite of mine. Pickled
Dublin.
sow's ears.
Pickled what now?
Sow's ears.
Mm.
Right. Right. Diamond. Have you ever been really amorous with a woman and you've like nibbled her earlobe?
Is that really any of your business?
Well, I was just going to say that this delicacy is going to be a bit like that, except this time you swallow.
I am
Well,
aware of what an ear looks like, thank you.
They are slightly chewier than that, but yeah.
Can you not do them a bit more well done and crispy?
I suppose you could fry them.
You know, soft center, crispy outer.
Well, you could give it a go. I'll get a
He
skillet
wants
out and start heating some oil up.
He wants bloody bacon.
Well, it is a pig.
Sorry? It is still pig. Yes.
Yes. So, of course, it's going to be sort of like bacon or pancetta, maybe. That door is so epic, seriously.
I know, it's awful. It's only started doing it recently.
I know. In any case, what Taylor would probably do is sort of backseat cook for you. And no, if you toss this and saute this a little bit, not too much pickle. You don't want to overpower the flavour.
And Darish will take direction, although he gets a bit. Let it cook. He won't say anything.
Meanwhile, as you're having these delicacies for breakfast, so good, you hear some sort of voices and noises coming from not that far from you, but far enough for you not to able to see what's going on. You're not even able to recognize the kind of language they are talking.
Okay. I grab my bow. They can smell the fire. Whatever it is.
Or the pickle juice.
Or the pickle juice.
It could be a bit, yeah, you can have a bit extra pickle juice if you want.
No, can't you hear the noise?
Oh, it's not over the cooking. No, I'm scraping the pan and the sizzling and
Bullshit. Noise, you say?
is that
Yes.
Bish Bash Boss snoring?
No, it's something else. There wasn't much
given
that
your
happened in the night.
given your high perception value, you can almost tell these noises are about a couple of 100 meters away from you.
Okay. Are they? I mean, can we tell if they're in a specific direction? So, like, either back the way we came or just somewhere random?
No, they sound like they're coming from the general direction that you were supposed to go, slightly west.
Okay. What? Well, certainly what Taymond is fairly keen to do. He's not sort of willing to engage at the moment, especially as they're a couple of 100 meters away. But since I heard multiple noises, obviously that is presumably a group of some sort. So I'm probably just gonna slip away just a little bit from where we are, and just see if I can see like a group moving along. You know who they could be, what they're wearing.
Given the fact that I think what you're about to do, roll me a stealth check.
Yeah, I want to be stealthy. I'm not necessarily going to try and shoot or anything, but I do have my bow with me.
But you want to remain unseen. That's what the stealth is for.
Absolutely, yes.
It's probably the smell of the cooking.
That is a 19.
Ooh.
19, that's more than enough. You get crouching and start going towards the general direction. As you walk forward, it doesn't seem like the noises are coming anywhere near you. They're more like staying in the same general area.
Okay.
And once you take your head out of bushes, you see that there's a river flowing down a bay not that far from you. And there are several humanoids, let's put it that way, with a little bit of a settlement by the river bay, doing some sort of morning activities. Somebody's fishing. Someone is is cleaning the bed sheets or clothing of some kind. Of course, there are kids running around the bay, throwing stones at each other, throwing stones at the fishers.
Okay. Do I know
Just-
what specific type of humanoids?
I'm sorry?
Do I know what sort of humanoids?
Give me a perception check.
Perception. You see. Oh. Yeah, that's a 24.
As you try to focus on the most still of these humanoids, you see that they are almost like fish-like humanoids. You see that they got some sort of fins coming out of their cheeks, in between their head. They got some sort of membranous crest. They look really, really pale, but more like light blue than actually white. And of course, they got this big neck that gets in and out when they breathe, like more toads than actual fish.
So they won't be able to understand me. But they may know a bit more about the area. I wonder if Gary knows of these creatures. So I head back to the group. Approach Gary. And,
Gary's chewing on some pig ears.
And well, actually, no. I kind of declare to the group first. Nothing to worry about. It's looks to be a few locals, although I've never seen anything like them before. They're a bit like fish people, I suppose.
I'm worried about the fact that one of them's fucking fishing.
Cannibals.
Yes, the cat.
That's worrying. One of the fish people's fishing.
Gary, you don't know of these creatures, do you? Being you've travelled this area before?
Fish people, you say?
Yes.
If, let's say, hypothetically, if you drank some ale this morning and didn't offer, I'm going to be at
Hypothetically, I am
8th
stone
level
cold sober.
planetist. You're still sober and talking about fish
Hypothetically,
people.
I am stone cold sober.
Hypothetically, I'm so sorry for you, but hypothetically,
I don't care.
I actually, fish people.
It's quite
No,
a
that's-
simple question. Do you know of these people or not?
I was thinking about it, and I don't think I do. No.
You're acting as if I am delusional.
Yes, because I seen unicorns. I didn't see fish people. Not in this area, not ever.
All right, then. So that answers my next question in that you can't speak their language. And that also answers my third question in that you can't go and ask them about where these owlbears are. Hopefully, we can rely on your memory instead.
Shall we?
To find these
Are we
owlbears.
gonna?
I mean, I don't even know what kind of language they are talking.
Well, exactly.
Perhaps they do speak common, so it's worth
man.
trying.
They might. They might. I wasn't able to ascertain if they did or not. But they seem docile.
I mean, given with what you told us, they might just be settlers here.
Indeed.
Yeah, as long as we don't go in full club blazing.
Well,
we
why
may
on earth would
still-
we do that?
Not me, maybe our gnomish friend could.
Yes, well, she's not awake yet.
Yeah, I just want to make sure when she wakes up that that's not some sort of kobold encounter.
Indeed. Hence why I was thinking of maybe speaking to them before we wake her up.
All of us? Do we just leave her here? Sleeping alone in the woods?
No.
What kind of a monster are you?
No, they're only 100 meters or so away.
I'll probably see the
Not
smoke from the
far.
fire in a minute.
There's a river. They obviously have a settlement here of sorts, and they are minding their own business. I was just going to ask them a few questions, is all.
Look, I do think one of us should wait behind. Can you imagine what she'll do if she wakes up and if she happens to wake up and we're not all there? She's going to think we're bloody gone or
I
massacred
wasn't
or
implying
something.
we all
She's
go over. Quite the opposite.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You are making this far more complicated than I was hoping it to be. All I'm wondering is if we can ascertain or gather some information from them of sorts of the local area, and they might be able to help. That's all.
I think it's a
No
good
all
idea.
guns blazing. No going up to them en masse. No scaring them.
Well, I'll stay here.
I think it's a very reasonable approach. They're probably extremely helpful people.
I think
Like I said,
Darius
they
should
can do minding
stay.
their own business.
I think Darius should stay here because he's cooking these sow ears, and I think
No,
I
I
should
think
stay.
Pretty well done now.
Well, maybe for your taste, but not for mine.
Well,
And I
technically,
should
they're
stay
pickles.
here.
You don't even have to cook them. You can just eat them straight in the jar.
But why would you do that? It makes them all chewy and horrible.
That's the best bit. You just,
It's like calamari. It makes no sense.
lovely. That's the best way to eat them.
No.
And I'm going to stay with Darius because I reckon he's gotten quite used to an elf bloody whispering in his ear, telling him
So
how
what
to do
you're
it.
suggesting is I go on my own, even though I
No,
know
you can
most
take
of-
Gary the guide with you.
Ah,
Well,
He
given the
knows the
fact that
local area.
yeah, but given the fact that we are almost going that way, we could wake the kid up, pack our shit, go almost that way, then a couple of us, if they want, they can engage in some sort of parlay with these fish people.
well, a
If they're
parlay means that we've already engaged in a fight with them.
yeah, I mean, I'm not educated. If we want to speak with these people
Oh God.
Maybe I
and
should go alone. Maybe I
and
should
they
have
prove
never come back here and mentioned this.
yeah,
Well,
as
well,
you
now you're
wish.
here. Now you're here. Have some breakfast before you go back.
Yeah.
Still, if they are welcoming, we could maybe overstate our welcome for lunch
In
and
fact,
then
what
be on our
am
merry way.
what am I even thinking? I'm blatantly far more suited for this sort of method than any of you are. And I gather a little bit of ear and whatever and eat it, and I just head off alone. 'Cause seriously,
Enjoying
it
your
is.
Oh my god, it's so bitchy, isn't he?
Well, I think someone should go with him. We can't let him go by himself.
I did take my bow, by the way.
Well, if you want to go, I'm staying with Bish Bash Bosh.
Someone ought to be here in case Bish Bash
you
Bosh thinks
stay
there's a
with
new
you stay
species
with
to
the
eradicate.
cooking. I'll go and with the half brethren.
I thought you were going to call me a half breed for a minute.
Me too.
Oh, that would have been hell to pay.
Ooh.
Wasn't going to
There's
go
fighting
there.
words.
Wasn't going to go there.
I know.
Yeah.
Not when there were other characters within earshot.
Yet. Wow.
No.
So who's going with Jason?
I think
Just
just
you,
Yeah,
right?
I am.
falafel.
All right.
Or falafel.
So Mr. T and Falafel
Mr. T.
are going towards
That's my
Who you call a falafel fool?
are
Oh,
going
God.
towards the settlement.
Okay.
I ain't going on no plane.
You see that most of these fish people are just looking at you quite baffled and curious as to maybe you can assume as to why you're there. While one of the what you can see, the older one, comes to you and just says, "Well, hello, travelers. Well, what brings you here?"
I've made a point, by the way, to put my arrows away and just sort of carry my bow at my side.
Mhm.
Ah, good. You speak common. Good morning to you. We're just passing through here. We were simply hoping you're obviously local here. We're trying to locate some owl bears.
Well, there's plenty of owlbears around here.
Well,
Two particular ones.
They're going to stand out.
They appear to be wedded. They wear a ring.
Are you nuts?
No, quite the opposite.
You sure about that?
Positive.
Charlie says, never.
Oh, that was so good.
I'm sorry, I don't know any Weather outbursts?
Um,
That doesn't really make sense.
well, they might be further afield. Well, certainly last time one of our companions saw them, they dwelled in a cave somewhere near here.
What kind of cave?
Well, there is a cave as well that we're looking for that supposedly contains an underground lake of sorts.
And as you say this, you see that his bubbly eyes just widen a little bit more, making
So
it
you do know
quite,
of this lake.
quite an unsettling sight for you. And yeah, kinda. Not me specifically, but our veiled one may know.
Oh, you mean like a wise member of your community?
Uh,
A shaman,
uh,
perhaps?
maybe I'd say smarter.
Oh, a martyr.
Smarter.
Oh, smarter.
Hmm.
Sorry, your accent's a little difficult to comprehend.
Are you making fun of me?
Not at all. Not at all. I have just woken up.
Well, if you wish to speak with the veiled one, I may arrange a meeting.
That would be most gracious of you,
You would like that.
as long as it's not too much trouble.
They are going to tell you if it is. I don't know.
I am happy to take that on the chin.
It's just the two of you?
Yes, just the two of us.
This may take a while because I have to see if they are here. If they are not, I must summon them, and then I must see if they are available to talk with you.
Well, if your diary is full, as it were, then you don't need to.
If my diarrhea, what?
Yes. If it is too difficult, you do not need to go out of your way to help us.
Oh,
We
we'll
we
see.
can see that you're busy. You are obviously very busy people.
Yeah, I mean nowadays everybody is. I mean, if you can give me, let's say, an hour, I may give you a response.
Shall we meet you back here at the waterfront then? In an hour?
Yeah, you can stay for breakfast if you want.
Oh, that's very generous of you. What are you having?
Fish, maybe some fox.
Oh, quite contrasting flavors.
Yeah, one or the other, not together. Of course, we are not barbarians.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Understandable. Yes. Well, I'm happy to stay for a little bit. Yes, it will pass the
all right.
time. I'm keen to know about your culture as well. I've never seen people like you before. I come from a very purist elven background, so I'm quite sheltered in that regard. I imagine your
Yeah,
friend here is as well. He is also an elf.
yeah. I'm sorry for the both of you.
That's all right.
If you want to sit by the fire, I'll be back in about, let's say, half an hour, hopefully, maybe less.
Very well.
And it just slobbers off.
Oh, you know he's assembling a little war party, don't you?
Yeah, well, hopefully I can make a loud noise and let you all know, since we're only a couple of 100 meters away.
Yeah, find if one of the bastards has got a banjo.
Why a banjo?
Ding 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 ding. All I could think of when the first day of the description was deliverance.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I certainly do sit by this fire. I just look at Talathel as if, if he wants to, fine. If not, I don't really care.
Yeah, let's see if we can get more info. Plus, I've never eaten a fox. Hunted a few,
No, me neither.
skinned
I'm
a few,
intrigued.
never actually eaten one. Interesting culinary delight,
So you are willing to taste the fox.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, what they bring you is, of course, a tiny plate. The smell is the most catching thing because it smells like rotten. It looks brownish, blackish, and they add a little bit of some sort of dried mushrooms on top of it.
Okay, so I'm going to just cut a little bit off and along with a mushroom. So I'll roll like that.
You taste it, and given the fact that this is blatantly rotten meat, that doesn't disgust you whatsoever. I mean, it's an acquired taste, for sure, but given the fact that you don't know the anatomy of these people, you may think that this makes a perfect breakfast for them, but that doesn't suck that much in terms of taste. Of course, the smell makes is a huge detriment to the enjoyment of this dish, but it is definitely edible.
I turn to Tamond and say, it's actually better than it smells, mate.
Are they
I'll
watching
definitely
us eat?
They're watching you because they're basically really interested in you.
Okay, so they're eager to see, what we think. All right,
Yeah.
in that case, oh God, plan B. I will kind of put my plate on my lap, just like rest it on my lap, hold my nose, and try eating a bit that way.
Yeah, missing the pig's ears now, aren't we?
Oh, shush. Listen, I half cooked those, thank you.
Yeah, basically, as I was saying, the fact that you're not actually smelling the rotten meat makes it a little bit easier for you to swallow. But still, you don't feel some sort of reflux or puke in your mouth. It's still different.
he's not giving a fox to your cereals now.
Yeah, it's not something that maybe you would eat on a daily basis.
It's definitely an acquired taste, this.
It's it's a bit
It's unique.
that's what it is. It's unique.
Meanwhile, at the settlement, Daresh, do you want to do something, or you're still waiting?
Well, depending on what time it is, if time's going on, we'll have to wake Bish Bash Bosh up if she's not waking.
Well,
It wouldn't be. Yeah,
this
that'll be
now-
a couple of hours if you waited because I've only been asleep for.
Well,
You gotta press on.
now it's been around 30 to 40 minutes since your mates went, and they're not coming back yet.
Well, heck, it could take a while if they're on a bit of a diplomatic mission, but I will wake Bish Bash Bosh up.
I had the most awesome dream.
Oh,
Wait, am I
very
awake
good.
yet? I think so. This could be awake. I know how to check. If I hit myself, I get the 10.
breakfast is ready. So
Oh, is it kobold?
no,
Why?
It's
You
pick-
got fresh meat.
we left those behind. It's pickled sow's ears.
Okay. For your species, that might be normal, but I'm an underground species.
Yeah, but you don't poo-poo it till you try it.
Pickled, you say?
Pickled, yes, with some select herbs and spices. It's extremely nice. Only the best vinegar has been used.
I'll be out in just a moment. And so before I get my mail shirt on and sort of get myself dressed and stuff, I'm going to get some of my trail rations and
That's perfectly fine. So you have this breakfast, some sort of breakfast
Some sort.
together, some sort. Meanwhile, at the settlement, you see the older fish person coming back at you. Well, did you enjoy the breakfast? What did you get?
We had some of your delicious fox.
Oh, excellent choice. Do you know how we make it?
I would certainly like to know how you make it.
You want to see?
Not necessarily see, but I'm happy for you to explain it.
Basically, we get the foxes. We kill and peel the foxes, of course.
Mhm.
And then we open this sort of cellar, or rather a box, because it's a little, here under the sand, and we just leave it there for months.
Oh. Presumably, you get it out again and cook it a little before serving.
Of course not. Why should we?
Good point. Good point. It would eradicate all the delectable flavors.
Ah, you're a man of culture, I see. Very good, very good. Well, as long as you enjoyed it, I managed to speak with the wild one,
Yes.
and she may be actually able to speak to you.
That's very good. As I said, as long as it's not too much trouble.
She didn't say it was,
Well, that's even better.
and I'm here talking to you, so it definitely wasn't.
Exactly. Very, very good logical deduction there.
Yeah, they have some sort of short temper.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's funny to say, but even though we are fish people, she ignites quite easily.
Are you talking figuratively or literally?
Sometimes both.
Are we supposed to do something if it happens literally? Or shall we just wait for her to burn out?
I'd say you run. I don't think
Fine,
you'd be
fine.
fast enough, though.
Well, we can certainly try.
Yeah, sure, most definitely.
But I appreciate you letting us know.
Would you mind following me?
Of course.
And you
I
walk
just
through
give
this.
this look at Talathal like, oh my god.
You see that this is some sort of very poor settlement because it's all tents. There's no cattle, no crops. You can easily deduce that they live just by fishing and maybe hunting of some sort. And he's bringing you to a sort of circular shaped tent, way bigger than on the others. He opens the opening for you, and you see that there is this small puddle in the middle of it.
What's on the floor?
Nothing on the floor. Yes, that's a puddle,
Oh, okay.
a puddle of water, but nothing else. No cushions, no chairs, no carpets, just the barren ground and this puddle. He says that is not allowed to stay in the tent if it's not invited. And since the meeting was arranged for the two of you, he is not able to attend any further. But
I
any
understand.
question, he will be waiting for you outside, and closes the tents behind you. Of course, it is all fabrics. Maybe animal
So-
skin, maybe cotton. You cannot tell. And you see this puddle starting to bubbling up a little bit, like it's actually boiling, not it's something is breathing underneath it. When this beautiful, long-haired, blonde elf woman comes out of it. She is wearing a white silk robe. Oh, nice to meet you. So, you must be the two foreigners that I've been told about.
Well, we travellers in the region, yeah.
I'm sorry, I was not expecting an elf to appear. And nice to meet you too.
I am not an elf. I was told you were, so I presented
Ah.
myself.
To make us feel more comfortable, I understand.
Yes.
Wasn't that nice?
It was. Very
As
courteous.
you could say, I'm not some sort of conventional beauty. So I tend to present in a manner that bystanders don't feel good about the situation, let's say.
Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as I was once told. And indeed, you are very beautiful.
You're making me blush. How can I help you, though? What brings you here?
Well, we are
Lucky
passing through the
Tasmania.
area, but we are looking for two things mainly. One of which is two owlbears. They were wed at some point, and they bear a ring. The other is a cave with an underground lake within it.
As long as the Allbers are involved, I am afraid you've been given false information.
By who?
Because I don't know, but how can a beast willingly wed another, even exchange rings?
Listen, just
How
throw
do
me
you
this.
say? How do you
Just-
humans say that? Um, that's cow shit, is it?
No, that's
Bull.
bullshit. That is. No,
Oh,
just a thought. Just a thought. Could it be that what's actually up there was actually a married couple who got changed into owlbears? And they've kind of kept their betrothing part of them somewhere deep inside. You know, they're they look the part, but they've still got that love for each other kind of deal
Well,
going on.
that's not impossible. But
See, I'm not just a pretty face, you know.
I, I was not suggesting such a thing.
Yeah, me neither.
Your shall we say, representative outside, he seemed to know more about this underground lake. What are its properties? Does something happen if you drink from it or swim in it, for example? Or is it simply a mundane lake in a natural
Well,
phenomenon?
as far as I can say, we've been investigating, you could say, this lake because it is not linked to the main water body in this region. You see, this puddle is linked to the river
Yes.
by underground waters. That lake is on its own.
So,
Can you?
therefore,
I'm sorry. I think that my connection went nuts for a second. Did you say something?
No,
I was just going to say, so, therefore, potentially it could have been produced by another method. Magic, perhaps.
That may be a logical explanation. Rather a boring one, though. Like,
Beg your pardon?
I mean, don't get me wrong, but if let's say, for instance, that you're able to polymorph something into something else as a curse, let's say, why
Mhm.
would you choose an owlbear? That's dangerous. Out of all the things that you could create, given the arcane power that you have, why would you create a lake out
It
of
would depend on the
everything?
individual's motives.
Boring motives.
That might well be, but if they are correct, then they are correct.
Either way, what I was going to tell you is that we've been investigating this lake, and I think that's the same reason that brings you to that particular lake, because we were told about a so-called hole in the water.
Ah, you were told that as well. What
Yes.
does that mean to you?
Well, if you were to get knowledge from my peoples, from my people past, my people history, the hole in the water was a prophecy for the race of mine, but that happened a couple of thousands of years ago. So that wasn't it, for sure. I'm still baffled because I'm told that is a figure of speech for failure. I think so. I was told
It can
by
be, yes.
by some was it a rather funny halfling that I met a couple of months ago.
Oh,
But
really?
of course, I sent some of my disciples to investigate the matter further. But every time they came back, it was like they've never been there. Like they didn't remember anything about it.
I
With my
see.
powers, I was able to determine that some sort of entity was deceiving them, maybe writing on their memories and
Yes.
keeping them off. I
So
don't know why though.
you know for certain it is the entity rather than the lake itself that's doing that.
I know it almost for sure, yes I do.
I see.
Unfortunately, not being able to leave the water, I'm not able to investigate the matter myself.
That's understandable. But your information has been most useful in any case.
I hope it is.
Well, yes. Yes, it has.
And please, as an exchange for this knowledge that I gave you, if you're able to find out what was this all about, please tell me. I will be most delighted to know about it.
That is a very reasonable offer. Yes, I am
Yeah, I think we
I am
do
happy
that.
with that. What was your name, O wise one?
We don't actually go by names. I'm
How
just
should we
told
refer to
the
you then?
veiled one
The
is
veiled one.
more than enough.
Then we will honor that.
Thank you very much. You're most kind.
I actually do a bit of a bow.
Yeah, follow suit.
She
Actually.
she mimics what you're doing, not doing the classy damsel bow, just the same exact bow that you did.
Mhm.
And all I can say is, if that is what her native language says, I'm running. I'm not going to stop running.
I mean, deep ones don't really pray to Cthulhu for starters.
They pray to themselves though, and Dagon maybe.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, Dagon. But
Yeah,
yes, we...
I risking this a little bit because they were basically deep ones. Basically deep ones.
Yep.
Oh, I
We
didn't want
stop.
to assume, Giorgio.
Oh,
Yeah, but
we
I
would
say, oh come on, not
look
again. Because
through the
when
look.
I have to choose NPCs, I go to pictures and images that speak to me somehow. And this, I'm sending this to you in the chat because I'm not able to share. No. Oh, it glitched. But doesn't matter. Well, of course, I found out that they were interesting to put into play. But when I read the lore, I said, "Oh fuck, no, please no." So I had to.
The minute you said fish people, I put in the chat.
Yeah,
Oh
I
fuck!
read
We
it.
found three
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
I read it, of course. So, what's your next step?
I guess head
Head
back to the
camp.
others. Yeah.
Back to the camp. What's going on? Are you still having breakfast? Now it's been about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We'd have had breakfast packed up and be ready to move by the time they get back. Everything's packed away.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of my own rations.
Wait, if
There's
the
still some ears
pots
left over.
are there, that means when I went to the loo, that was the shoe part. Is anyone's shoe wet?
Luckily, I've got mine on. It might be Gary's.
Was it a bit damp this morning?
Oh dear.
So, Talathol, do you talk to your mates about what just happened?
Hello, falafel.
Yeah, I give them the general skinny. The
So
owlbears might
memory
not be
that
owlbears.
wipes your lake. Owlbears. No, that makes no sense.
I'm sure it was all sort of flowery language and things like that. I mean, you know how these wise people are. They're always trying to vague things up. So no matter what you find out, they can say, "Yeah, yeah. See, we told you that. I'll let you know about that."
What was it useful though? Did you learn anything?
Yes, we did. We, in terms of these owlbears, these creatures know nothing about them, as if they don't exist.
Wow, that's really informative.
Well, no, let me finish. Talathal quite interestingly came up with a theory that they could well have been something else before, say 2 humans or 2 elves who were turned into owlbears.
Wouldn't that make getting their wedding ring slightly problematical? That would be a murder, like a lot of crows or something.
And there is a lake. There is a curse surrounding it. There is some sort of entity that essentially wipes your memory should you stray into that area.
Oh, possibly living in the water, maybe.
Yeah,
Possibly.
So, if we go there and you can't remember seeing it, it's a good chance you've met it.
I look
I
at
must have already
Gary.
been there.
See, that's the kind of thing.
Yes, apparently that could be.
We might have all have been there before.
I did find it interesting, Gary, that you remembered the way, which means that only a small amount of your memory was wiped.
Well, he's really the entity.
Yeah,
And he's leading us to Ando.
I of course have no memory of these fish people because otherwise I would have told you. I mean, you hired me. You hired me as a guide. What kind of guide I am if I am holding information from you?
Indeed.
I don't remember the skill name. Just give me a sec, please.
We're going to go there and we're all going to get stuffed into a big wooden effigy of an owl bear and get burned.
Now, what's going to happen is we're going to be killed. We're going to all be put into boxes under the ground, and then we're going to be served up raw, like foxes.
Fox that.
You may
You've
try.
just eaten Gary's party.
If you're willing to understand if Gary is lying or not.
Oh, I have a thing for that.
All right, then do it.
I have lied to me. So that is a 13.
He's not lying.
Do I know that for certain?
Given the role that you did, yes.
Okay. I shrug my shoulders at the others.
He must truly have forgotten he's been there then. If these fish creatures, I mean, how would they know it was a halfling?
Oh my god,
He just
I don't remember the
owlbears,
fish creatures
however.
either.
Oh, you've been here as well.
Have you thought possibly that none of you have actually been here and this is new information?
Or we forgot that we were here before, and this is old information that we're refinding.
Or you could just be completely overthinking this.
Maybe this isn't the first time we've been on this quest. Oh my god, I could be an experienced adventurer already. But I'm stuck on my first quest. Endlessly repeating it.
Pathfinder invents the hell loop.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, which it very much did, obviously.
Oh, I had an awesome dream last night. I was fighting a dragon and I don't really remember the rest. I already had breakfast.
But were you dreaming, or was that a memory locked in your subconscious that came
No,
out when you were
Please don't
sleeping?
encourage
I
her.
was definitely dreaming because it had a huge dong.
That's how you know you're dreaming.
Usually,
That's a conversation killer, that one. No, in all seriousness, I take it we're pack up and head on.
Perhaps we should make a note to ourselves about what we know at the moment. So if we do forget, we can catch up quicker.
something
That's
we
actually a
could
smart idea.
find.
I like that.
So if we wrote a note and we buried it by that tree there, then when we come back here, we could go dig up that tree there when we write our next note and find it. Only we obviously didn't do that, or we.
I was just thinking I could put it in my pocket.
Yes. Keep it upon our person.
But it's a good plan.
You are imbeciles.
What if instead of burying it, we carve it into the tree?
Have you noticed there's quite a few trees here? What if we don't see it?
Then we'll have to check them all.
I'd rather not.
But what if that's what we did the last time we did the quest?
But we won't
And that
know
is
to
a
check them.
flawed idea. I vote we go with Darash's plan.
But
Simply
what if-
write it down and keep it on us.
Even if we
what
keep a copy each.
What if when they wipe our memory, they also change our clothes?
Did she see
Let's
us?
let's keep it in. Right. No. There's a logical. Let's do another copy of it, and we'll keep it in the saddlebag of the horse.
If you insist.
That way, if we do lose our memory and our clothes, not
hang
only
on.
will be
I think I found a flaw in the plan. Because if we write the note now, we haven't been to the cave. So the note would say, we have not been to the cave. And then we'd find the note and say, we have not been to the cave. So we could only write the note after we've been to the cave, at which point we won't remember it. Oh no, we'll be stuck doing this forever.
Don't worry about it. We'll sort it out.
But I must complete my first quest.
as Giorgio sits there and counts up the possibilities
How
and
about,
rethinks his entire life.
little Bish, how about you simply write, I have completed my first quest in your book or in your journal?
There's several small flaws with that approach. Firstly, is that I haven't completed my first quest to my knowledge, and secondly, is that
Well,
I mean I can read. It's just
that's the thing,
I
in that to your knowledge you haven't, but you're suggesting that because of the memory thing you may well have done.
But how would I know?
Well, you don't.
We don't know you didn't.
Exactly. You don't know that you did, but you don't know if you didn't either.
So I could write, I may or may not have completed my first quest.
If you wish.
Or maybe you completed it multiple times and you're actually level 25.
Or it
Yeah.
may be that none of us have ever been here before apart from Gary. And
I
that
was
we're all just
assuming-
paranoid.
I was assuming it was just Gary, personally.
Yeah, I'd say that you're all paranoid.
But I still think it's worth writing a note to ourselves
Yes,
to
it is.
detail where
Yes.
we've been so far, just to catch us up before next time.
Well, the quite
If
fundamental
that is-
point
Well,
that
I think we should do something more. I think we should keep a running note every day, like a diary.
you mean a diary.
You say potato, I say diary.
I still can't quite place your accent for an elf.
It's a redneck elf.
I ain't no redneck elf. I'll tell you that now.
All right. So, on the note that you keep a diary of every session, I'd say let's close this one
Okay.
until next week, so that we can resume your trip down the Magic County woods.
Okay, memory lane. Good.
Literally, I
Literally.
took no memory lane.
Oh my god. This went full psychological horror in a matter of seconds. What if we already did everything and we don't remember?
Yeah. If we don't remember what we don't remember.
All right. As always, mates, thank you for joining me in this
Thank you very
session
much.
number 2 of Magic County Chronicles. Thank you
Is
for
it number
whoever.
2? It could be number 7 and we don't remember.
This isn't June. The
It
number
could have been
is
number 3 if I wasn't sick last week.
Oh.
But thank you also for whoever tuned in or will tune in the next
Chap Hunter
next
fucked
few
off.
days.
Chap had to what?
And
He fucked off.
He fucked up. How do we know he fucked up? He didn't say bye.
he fucked off.
Because it
Who
says
fucked
0
off?
viewers.
Oh, so we know he fucked up.
Yeah.
Was it before my introduction though? That's the thing. Like, did he get bored of the introductions?
I don't know.
Either way, please make sure to tune in on Thursday and on Saturday for other games on this amazing YouTube channel. See you next week, and Thursday and Saturday and the next Monday. See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.